Hey guys, this is Josh with GameMana. Today I want to talk to you about something called Fanboyism, or what we might call fanboys. Fanboyism, a fanboy, a person who is completely loyal to a game or company regardless of if they suck or not. Number 2, a pathetic insult often used by fanboys themselves to try and put down people who don't like whatever it is that they like. An example would be something like, if you don't worship Sega and send them all your money and pay $500 for your copy of Panzer Dragoon I'm selling on eBay, then you're obviously a Sony fanboy, even though I've never heard you mention a single thing about Sony the entire 5 minutes I've known you, said the Sega fanboy. Yeah, but the SNES doesn't have blast processing, said the Sega fanboy. It's something that's come up a lot over the years. It's come up a lot from the past, especially in the days of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the original Nintendo, the Sega Master System. It was lowly then, but it started then. And I had a time, even when I was a child, I would admit that I had times where I was very much a Nintendo fanboy. But at the same time, I always loved games. So I wouldn't say that I was 100% a fanboy of Nintendo, but at some point in my growing up years, I kind of realized that fanboyism it's all crap, it's all BS. There's no need for it. It actually furthers the companies like Nintendo, like Sega, like Microsoft and Sony. It just furthers them ahead, which maybe that's a good thing. I wouldn't necessarily argue against that, but it furthers them and gives them almost free fellowship, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It clicked in my mind one day. I thought, wait a minute. Am I not going over to my friend's house to play his Sega Genesis because I love my Nintendo so much? I thought, he's got like a superior version of Rampage over there. I want to go over there and play that. It all clicked in my mind. It all made sense. It didn't matter anymore. I like games. I don't like specific systems only. You know what I mean? Like, I often use an example with cake. Okay, let's say you came up to someone and you said, or no, someone came up to you and said, I got some cake. Which one do you want? Now, before you take a bite, before you make a choice, you have to be loyal to that cake. You can only eat that type of cake. So what would you like? Would you like the chocolate or would you like the vanilla cake? Well, you know, when we were all younger, and you know, heck, even people today, they'll actually sit there and they'll say, okay, well, I like vanilla. This particular cake is very good. It gives me a very good sugar high. It's fast. It makes me fast. And other people on the other side will say, no, chocolate cake's much better. It's much more traditional. It caters to those people that like that type of cake. But that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like that's where the click happened for myself. Was I like cake, you know? Well, maybe in real life I don't love cake, but let's just say, who doesn't really like cake a little bit, right? So I thought, why would I choose one or the other? Why would I be loyal to vanilla cake? Why would I be loyal to chocolate cake only? Oh no, sorry, I don't like vanilla cake. I only eat chocolate cake. So people think you're challenged. What's the matter with that, dude? So I thought, well, when it comes to games, I like games. I want to play games. There's so many people on forums and comments that they don't recognize that their comments are totally fueled by fanboyism. They have no idea. In a lot of cases, what I've found is that a lot of these people they're simply angry. They're simply angry that they don't have the money to spend on the other system. I don't have enough money to play for a PlayStation 3. That doesn't mean I dislike Sony. You know what I mean? Like, when I had an Xbox and not a PlayStation 2, I didn't dislike Sony. When I eventually got a PlayStation 2, I didn't dislike Microsoft or the Xbox because of that. Then when you go back to your Super Nintendo and your Genesis days, where the real fight was, where fanboyism really got its roots, there was no real point of it. Like, doesn't it seem a little silly if someone was to actually come up to you and say, hey, I only play Genesis games. I only play them. They're the best. They're so much better than Nintendo, Super Nintendo games. has blast processing, which means it's better. So my parents, when they bought me my Genesis on Christmas, they were smarter than your parents. That simply doesn't make any sense. If your buddy's got a great game on the Super Nintendo and you've got a great game on the Genesis, guess what? You're gamers. If you like both those games and you get to play them, you're gamers. You love games. Don't single it out. Okay, so for me personally, maybe I don't like anime style too much. That doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean it's poor. It just means it doesn't really connect with me personally. I don't really typically go for the anime style games. I guess JRPGs, right? Although there's been some amazing ones in the past, they're just not my favorite type of genre. But I'm never going to tell you that you can only have North American art or European style art. I'm never going to say that. That doesn't make any sense. Because some people love it. They absolutely love it, and good on them. But we have something in common. We're all gamers. So I think part of it just bothers me when people get so heated in their conversations, in their voice, in their just the way they portray themselves in comments on videos and in comments on articles. They're crazy. They're lunatics. They defend through the teeth and to the death that they love that system and that this system is better than that system. And the guy who's laughing the most? The guy who's laughing the most is the guy who saves his money, buys all the systems, and he's playing all the games. That guy is laughing. He's like, what are you people laughing at? Like, what are you arguing at? That doesn't make any sense. So I think I'm just going to cut it there. But, it's been on my mind so much, and I think it's affected me in some way, seeing how so many people don't think outside the box. That little click, it wasn't happening for me as well at some points. I didn't have that realization that what I was talking about was, or being loyal to a specific system only. You can love a system, say this is maybe my favorite one, but just because this one's my favorite one doesn't make another one in the same genre or category or era worse. You know what I mean? Or, at the end of the day, it's just like, are you a gamer, or are you not? I'm a gamer, so I play games. If your system has games, I'm interested in it. I want to see what it's all about. Gamers, we're gamers. Let's stick together. Let's stop arguing so much, and maybe that's why I think Sean and I at GameMana here, why we really like the retro community, because there's not a ton of arguing in the retro community. We share a lot of these memories, and we collect the systems, we collect the games. We want all the great ones, and we want all the crappy ones too. So many of us want the crappy ones because we're collectors. So if anybody has that copy of Madden 98 for N64, I'm just joking, but you know what I mean. So, I think I just wanted to make a video, and it's something that's been on my mind for a while. I've written a couple articles about it as well, and hopefully, maybe, possibly, there's one person that will listen to this that maybe it clicks over and says, yeah, I like games. Why have I been putting down the other system? Just because I don't have it? No, that doesn't make sense. So, alright guys, thanks for listening. This is Josh with GameMana. Take care.